guy? Oh, I guess they started. I guess we were a bit late, but okay, one thing out of the way. They're using Japanese, not Chinese, just so you guys know, because it's faster. And they're just smashing and, like, menuing. So there's not really much to explain for, like, the first minute.
Yeah, this is a common thread in a lot of speed games. The Japanese language is just faster text because it takes less characters.
I think there's only 2 games I can name off the top of my head that actually don't have Japanese as the fastest language, and they're both Zelda games.
Yeah, so while we're speeding through this this character creation that doesn't matter, I'll mention here Ambient and adamcoolcat both have pretty high times. Their PBs are less than 2 minutes apart. Ambient with a 27-minute 41-second, and adamcoolcat with a 29 minutes and 21 seconds.
Never mind. So they're just gonna go back to bed, like what most of us want to do when we have to wake up for school, because that skips like a 3-minute long cutscene, and Oz is just head straight to the dark world.
Yeah, and this item they're picking up right here, the wrist protector, allows them to skip text more quickly by holding down keys on the keyboard. That and the bedroom skip, which is only possible on a New Game Plus, are kind of the reasons why the New Game Plus category is kind of dominant for this game.
I remember I was stupid in like my first runs. Even when I was using New Game Plus, I still watched that cutscene because I didn't know you could skip it.
Yeah, it's actually a really common pitfall is to miss the wrist protector entirely because you've had your game on practicing already, and that item only appears within 8 minutes of the game turning on.
Yeah. That's another mistake I made when I started running this game. Didn't have the wrist protector my first couple of runs. So we forgot to explain running. Pretty much you hold down a button, you run faster. You just don't want to bump into walls. And that's about it.
Yeah, to add on to that, wall bumping kind of zeroes out your acceleration in this game. So not bonking on walls, skipping all the possible skippable enemy encounters, and then just execution within battles are kind of what you're looking for our players here.
Yeah. Honestly, I should probably just go back to the game to do one any percent run, just to see what like my PB would be in that category. Because my PB is a 2950 in True Pacifist.
Nice.
And Ambient getting hit like 20 times in that first section. It's not very good RNG if I say so myself. Except for that last part. You really have no excuse to get hit in that last part, honestly. Not to like make any of the runners feel bad, but it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, this is a pretty short run, less than a half hour, so like very small mistakes like that can really add up and cause lead changes.
We have Lancer here. They're gonna try going for Lancer quick kill, but I'm not sure if they're gonna get it because yeah. Most of them seem to be able to get it though. Ambient's on pace to get it. What did you say Ambient's PB was?
27 minutes and 41 seconds.
Oh, I thought Adam was the one with the 27-minute time. Oh, and Ambient didn't get it. That's a rip.
Yeah, and you will see in this fight, if Susie is the one that's targeted, they're going to get hit on purpose because they want her to die in a later fight. That's not a mistake. They want to take some damage here on her.
You also want to try to not save between now and that fight, which is like 10 minutes in, I think.
Yeah, for people who aren't familiar with either Undertale or Deltarune, when you touch a save point, even if you don't save, it restores your health. So they need to not touch that in between now and when they need Susie to die.
I think the only place that runners actually go and save is before the king fight, and that's because the king fight's really hard.
Yeah, if you haven't watched any of the rest of this tournament, like this run is very end heavy as far as the execution, and a lot of the potential time gaps can be made at the end of the run, while a lot of the heavy execution is near the end.
Mm-hmm. So in case if you didn't know the story, for whatever reason, pretty much what happened between now and the beginning of the game is that Chris and Susie enter this mysterious closet, and now they have to find their way out. That's really much it. I'll try to explain more as it goes on. Oh yeah, and they get hit. You get hit there to skip a text box.
Yeah, and you see ambient edging along the enemy attack. That's not just for swag, it actually helps out. You see it builds your TP bar on the left side. That ends enemy attacks faster, and is going to be really, really important in the final battle of this game in order so that they can get the best moves out.
Oh yeah, and here's Susie. I forget who said this, but I remember someone saying that Susie's name in Japanese is just a smiley face. So yeah. And if you don't know what that means, that in ambience, that pretty much means Susie's falling at a distance such that she cannot be associated. Oh yeah, now we're fighting C round.
Rip C round.
Yeah, either Chris or Ralze needs to hit him so that you can skip some text boxes.
Yeah, so in this part of the game, your characters are trying to get Susie to not be so violent. You don't actually have control of her. She just auto-attacks every turn, which is part of why we're going to need her to die in an upcoming boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we see Ambient getting the chance to get hit. He missed it in the Lancer fight, but gaining it here in the triple Jigsaw refight. She happened to get targeted, so that helps.
Mm-hmm. So, isn't there a trick where... Well, let's see if he gets the stupid... No, he didn't get the stupid box trick. There's apparently a trick where if you activate both boxes very fast, you can skip a text box and save a couple seconds. But it's really hard.
Yeah, and it saves so little time. It's kind of rare for people to get it from what I've seen.
Oh, Adam having a bit of trouble with that. Also, is there audio on ambient stream? Because it's still on Adam's, and he's like, oh my god.
Yeah, so we see
yeah, that's a different way of doing the rendering guy. Oh, sorry for interrupting you.
Hey, no, that's all right. Looks like Ambient got caught by the chessmen. If you bonk the walls more than one time in the chessboard screens, you will get caught by the chessmen. So that's a little bit of a downer, but gives Adam a chance to catch up.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's true for the second one, but for the first one, it's definitely true.
Yeah, it's definitely true. The second chessman screen looks scarier, but is actually easier to dodge them.
It's way easier. Also, something about this game is that you can practically learn... You can get a pretty good time with, like, I would say only a couple hours of practice. It's really easy to learn. And it's also free, so you have no excuse to not speedrun it.
Yeah, that's right. It's a lot more straightforward than the related game Undertale. That speedrun.
What the heck is
Adam not liking how that looks. Backed up. Yeah.
I've never seen that before. Then again, I think most of the people commentated for were pretty high runners, so they wouldn't have to do that in the first place.
Yeah, it looks like for some reason he slowed down and didn't feel good about being able to outrun the chessmen, so kind of backed off.
Yeah.
Okay, both players in the K round fight now. This is the one where we want Susie to get targeted and die because her attacks just waste time. They don't actually harm the boss.
Wait, did Ambient save or something? Because I saw Susie's HP was at max.
You know, I didn't see. That's possible, though.
Also, both of the runners getting bad luck. Looks like. That's not good. So now, K round has to drink the almond milk. Which you don't want to do that because almond milk's disgusting.
Where's the almond milk emote, Twitch?
Yeah. I can confirm though, I remember I was at summer camp and a kid was having almond milk, so I asked if I could try it and they hated it. So now we're in the Dark Woods. If you remember the part in Undertale where Lancer was trying to capture you, that's literally this section.
Yeah, now this is the first appearance of an enemy called Bloxers, which are very punishing if you miss the skip because they're one of the more time-consuming battles to get out of.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Unlike the boss fight in this area, which is pretty much free and effortless.
Okay, so we're fighting Clover. Clover's weird because he used a manual to spare him. That is not a joke, by the way.
Yes, he loves reading and thinks Ralsei is cute, so goodbye.
And now we got, I would say, one of the hardest skips in the game, like the second hardest. So let's see if Ambient gets it. Ambient failed it. Rip.
Yeah, you have to hug that edge just the right way or you'll get caught.
I can tell from the slow menuing, I don't think Ambient knows how to really deal with these guys optimally. Let's see if Adam gets it. Aw, Adam doesn't get it, and he tried going for the slower setup, so... Looks like neither of the runners really know how to deal with these guys.
Yeah, they're definitely one of the more tricky battles and one you have to practice a lot because the order of their blocks are randomized, so you kind of have to be able to react to what order they're in.
Adam's, I think, trying to get a game over. Which, I guess, makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't notice that's an interesting tactic to take that safety save before the blocks are skipped, just in case.
And he got it, but, eh.
Yeah, it made it look easy that time.
Yeah, it's not easy, I can tell you that. Although it's pretty much nothing compared to the hardest skip in the game, which I would be impressed if either of them go for it or get it, honestly.
Yeah, that's part of that back-end heavy tech we were talking about earlier. Not only is the final boss battle pretty technical to get out of, ideally, but the last two enemy skips of the game are pretty hard, the last one being way harder.
I wouldn't say Red Ranger skip is that hard, honestly. Head Hathy is extremely hard, though. Like, I haven't gone it once, ever. I've gone... the top three hardest skips I would definitely say are Head Hathy, Bloxer, and Red Ranger.
Ambient now about to head into the Susie and Lancer fight now. If I'm recalling correctly, the ideal stats here are a 5-turn finish, right?
Yeah, it's 5-turn. So as we saw there, the machine got destroyed. Can we get an F in the chat for the machine?
I only grieve for ducks.
Aw. You know what? I haven't seen a single duck in this tournament, and I think I'm kind of sad about that. You know what? It should be a requirement that during the final, both runners have to make ducks in the machine to thrash your ass.
Yeah, maybe we can get a gentleman's agreement on that. It is definitely a fan favorite when it shows up. It wastes some split seconds.
Has anyone even done it yet?
Yeah, I have seen it in a few matches in this tournament, but I guess statistically, we've had so many matches now that it has happened sometime.
I got scammed. I haven't had a single run get it. Also, this is very important, guys. Lancer turned into a stool. Very important. Oh yeah, something to note is that this is pretty much an auto-scroller for the next 5 minutes, so you can go get a drink and go to the bathroom, because it's really not important. Or interesting. And I'm pretty sure the other guy can agree.
Yeah, it's not exactly the good kind of auto-scroller where the runners can just not do anything either. They still have to push buttons and dodge attacks later, but there's really no way to speed it up at all, so...
Yeah. Who knows, maybe the so-called Yes Castle skip can skip this part too.
Well, and it's interesting to note, Deltarune is a pretty young speed game so far, and it's not quite as broken as its predecessor, Undertale. I don't know if that's because Toby Fox got better at programming games, or that he was actually watching what speedrunners are doing in Undertale and deliberately fixed some stuff about how he was making stuff, but there's not the big glitches yet, or at least not discovered yet.
I have heard about Yes King Castle skip. That might be a big glitch, but who knows? It most likely doesn't even exist.
It would be good if we could find a way to skip these automatic sections for sure.
Like, honestly, if Yes found a way to skip the castle, I'd literally run the game again. So, yeah. You also want to make sure that you don't take a break for too long, because right after this boring part is the most interesting part of the game, so...
Yeah, there could definitely be a lead changes here for sure, because any of the skips here in the castle could cost someone the lead, and even if they both enter the king fight at different times, that fight can even change the lead too.
Yeah, I actually don't think I've seen a single person die to the king fight yet. That's nice.
Yeah, so while we're going through the rest of this auto-scroller, I guess we should probably talk about the king fight a little.
We should talk about parallel universes. So pretty much what you do in the king fight is not die and attack.
Yeah, and just that one guy was saying earlier, this is a very easy speedrun to pick up. And although we keep hyping up how hard the end of the run is, there is an alternate strategy on the final boss where you just defend for 13 turns, which
it's 15.
Means you don't have to really learn anything. So, and it's only like 20 seconds less than the optimal strat. So you could run this game and learn the easy strat first, and then work slowly on the harder stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, I do want a really interesting glitch to be discovered. Glitches are fun. And changed my mind, but I'm pretty sure glitches are one of the main reasons why Undertale is such a big speed game.
Yeah, in comparison, this is very straightforward. Just dodge enemies, don't bonk on walls, don't screw up the fight strats. Like, it's pretty smooth.
Mm-hmm.
While we're at it, we should probably be thanking Speed Gaming for hosting this entire tournament.
Yeah.
Actually, every single round has been hosted on their channels. One of their many channels.
I keep forgetting to thank Speed Gaming when I commentate. So, yeah, sorry about that, Speed Gaming. Hope you don't hate me.
And they do have a packed schedule. There's a reason why we're on Speed Gaming 4 tonight. They've got multiple channels all full of content. So check out their calendars, and check out the Undertale / Deltarune speedrunning community on Discord. That's where this whole shindig was organized.
Mm-hmm. I would say that they're a pretty cool community. So we're about to get into the fun part, so you should stop taking your break about now. Because this is about to get real intense. When I say real intense, I mean real intense.
Let's see how safe these players play it on the Ranger skip.
If they do the dumb strat where you enter the other loading zone, I'm gonna be like, what the heck are you doing? I think that was a bit far. And he still got it, so that was cool.
Yeah, if in case we don't see it from Adam, there is a safety strat where you kind of duck out the south loading zone and back in to reset. It makes it pretty much effortless skip after that. So.
Oh my god, he did the hardest part of the game. Holy crap. Ambient just did the hardest part of the game. That took me like hours when I first played it.
Box, puzzle, hype.
Oh, he's going for head hathy. If he gets head hathy, it's over. Oh my god, dude. Rip Adam. No offense to Adam.
That's pretty. I mean, we've been talking up that skip the whole game, but it is really challenging, and god, even for the best players,
he did the second one. Holy crap, dude! He did the second box puzzle.
Even for the best players, that head hathy skip is not guaranteed at all.
Yeah. So, no offense to Adam, I think he's pretty much screwed.
Now this shopping trip Ambient just did to get some different equipment is a little optional. It makes the king fight easier to do in the right amount of turns. So
yeah,
this second king round fight is just 3 perfect throws and get out.
Yeah, the 3 perfect. Oh, he didn't even get it. Rip. I was just about to say the 3 perfect throws are not that hard.
Sorry, Ambient. The commentator cursed there.
I mean, can you really say that? He did. It happened before I said it, so. Wait, Cool Cat didn't get head hathy. That's a rip.
Yeah, and the problem with head hathy skip is not only is the skip incredibly difficult, but the ideal way to get out of the battle fast is also difficult. So you'll see a lot of runners kind of take a few turns longer than they have to on this because they're just not used to getting out of it quick.
Unless you're like me, and then you learned because you can't do head hathy skip. So yeah, let's get a rip in the chat for Adam, because Adam's about halfway done with Castle while Ambient's at the king.
Yeah, accidents can happen in the king fight. You know, if one of your characters goes down, especially if that one character is Susie, then you could have a tough time getting out in a good time.
I forget which one. I forget which all of my runs before I just decided to give up trying king and do other strats. I just all my characters would die except for Susie. So.
Yeah. So what you're gonna see in this fight, the ideal strat finishes in 10 turns. Susie's using Red Buster, which is the highest damaging attack. Anytime you see Ralsei defending, that's because you get more TP when you defend. So basically they're trading in Ralsei's damage to get more Red Busters out of Susie. Looks like this is the 3rd turn so far, so Ambient's doing quite well here.
Oh yeah, one thing we should also mention is that the king's moves are the same every single time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, this is where the close dodging comes really into play because you cannot get the amount of moves you need to get off to finish this fight as fast as possible without good close dodges.
Mm-hmm.
We're also looking for at least a few perfect hits in this fight as well, which is when the bar hits the left-hand side box.
Yep.
Adam now in the fight as well, and actually defending with all 3 characters.
Yeah, so it looks like he's going for the safe strat, I'm guessing. Yeah, he's going for the safe strat, so... Unless something really bad happens to Ambient. Yeah. I'm just gonna say it. But ambient finished it. So one problem with this game is that like after the king fight, it's pretty much impossible to screw up so bad that your opponent's going to win. So after the king fight, the game's pretty much set.
Yeah, the timer may still be going. The timing for this category ends when you get in bed, but there's really nothing that would slow you down except you could possibly bonk in town, but really, I mean, you're going to lose only split seconds there.
Yeah. Like how different these runners are, there's no way unless like his game crashes. Which even if his game crashed, he'll probably just do a different round.
Now, looking at the times here, ambient is on a very good pace compared to PB. I don't think it's going to be on the edge of our seats here, but it's definitely going to be a respectable time for a live tournament, no reset.
Let me check I don't know if he's gonna PB or not because I saw his splits were red. So I would say really high 27, or I'd say like the most is probably a mid 28.
Yeah, and while we're waiting for ambient to get to the bed, do check out adamcoolcat's screen here. This is the safety strat. You can tell he hasn't attacked at all. That's because he's just going to defend for 13 turns, and the battle automatically wins. It's like a scripted thing.
I just realized Susie died.
Rip Susie. Wrong battle for that though.
Yeah. Although I guess if you are going for it, it's kinda a time saver when you think about it. Because instead of having to defend with 3 people, you only have to defend with 2. So like, what's that? 0.1 if even time save for every single turn, so not that big of a deal, but still. Yeah, it's looking to be a low 28, I think, for ambient.
Not too shabby. Going to be about 30, maybe 30 plus seconds off PB. Pretty not too shabby.
Yeah. So Adam just ended the king fight, and by just I mean probably like 30 seconds ago. So pretty much what Susie just did there was telling Chris that she wants to come back there tomorrow, which is probably what's going to happen in Chapter 2, which is, according to Toby Fox, going to come out in 999 years.
Good old Toby Fox, the master of the trolley memes.
And that's it from Ambient, a 2809. That is, let me check. I think that's probably not that far off of his BB. That's like about 30 seconds. I'm too lazy to actually do the math.
Yeah, and it looks like Adam Coolcat won't be too far off of his PB either. So pretty good showing from both players as far as what their capacity is at the minute. I'd say bravo to both of them.
Yeah, where is Adam? Adam's PB. Oh, I see. I don't know if Adam's gonna PB. Yeah, probably not.
No, I think he's also going to be somewhere around 30 seconds behind his PB, I think.
Yeah.
Well, and enjoy this creepy ending and Adam finishing. We're going to see if we can get either of these players in for interviews after they're done. You guys didn't get to see the scenes at the beginning of the game, but Susie was not this nice then.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right, looks like we're about to be joined by Ambient.
Yeah. Hello, Ambient.
I'm not really sure what you can interview me about, but I'm here now.
Yeah, I can hear you at least.
Yeah. Well,
So
I think you should go on. Sorry.
So how do you think your race went?
For very bad. I missed pawn skip, which I thought I only bumped once, but especially block to skip what I missed. I think that's a very easy skip actually, but somehow missed it. Pretty bad. But head-to-head skip made it an average run, then not average, below average still, but okay. Then King 11 turn made it bad.
I mean, compared to, you still won, so
yeah, it works.
If it's any consolation, Adam did miss blocks or skip as well.
Yeah, but like, no offense to him, I'm just more experienced, so
yeah.
It's got to feel good to get head-to-head skip in a tournament race, though. That's been pretty hype anytime it's happened in this tournament. So
I was more or less like, I didn't really care since I wasn't PBing anyway.
It seemed a little YOLO. I mean, you went right for it.
Also, my execution like throughout the entire run was like really bad, like mostly menuing.
It must have been like, oh sorry.
Especially when I was like equipping the Brave Axe and Iron Shackles on Susan, I first started with like actually choosing the weapon for Chris, even though I had nothing to equip, obviously. Overall, I think it was pretty bad, but head-to-head skip was cool, I guess.
What was I gonna say? Heck. Freaking heck. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's not good.
Don't really have much else to say, to be honest.
I guess I'll be leaving the VC unless you can remember.
Well, thank you for the race, Ambient. Appreciate it, and congratulations on moving on to the next round.
Thank you. I'm gonna be going now.
So, I think that's gonna be it for us at least. However, before you go, if you want to see the end of the Donkey Kong Country 3 race, go to Speed Gaming 2. If you want to see the end of the Mega Man 11 race, you can go to Speed Gaming 3. And if you want to see the Zelda 1 and Metroid 1 randomizer, you can go to Speed Gaming 5. And in about 15 minutes, you can go to Speed Gaming to see Ori and the Blind Forest, or Speed Gaming 2 to see the Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer. I am that one guy.
And I'm J Money Motos.
And that's going to be it from us.